Coach, this one, not one you want to go back and relive very often. Just got away from you there late after that second media timeout in the first half. Georgetown went on a run and just never could recover.
No, we couldn't. Obviously, not our best effort today. Just whenever you somewhat think you have your team figured out, thinking you're turning the corner, we take a step back. But I'll be honest, I'm a firm believer of you play like you practice. The last 2 weeks, whenever we won three in a row, we had great practices. Our energy was there. And for some reason this week, we get to Monday, we had pretty good energy. Excuse me. Tuesday, not as good. Wednesday was even worse than Tuesday. And it's hard to put together or fathom why that was. You know, is it about sustaining? Yes. And we, you know, maybe my practices early on weren't hard enough, and now we're getting to where we're hard and we're trying to really get after each other, and we were too tired. I don't know, but I don't think we can use that as an excuse or a crutch. We've got to get back to it. We've got to get back and have a great week of practice next week. We've got to put this game behind us. The last 3 games we had learning points that were positive. Not tons of positives today, but so we've got to put this game in the rearview mirror and move forward and go out and compete a lot better next week.
I think the biggest number, you look at that stat sheet, Coach, 23 turnovers, by far a season high tonight, and it was, early, the turnovers. They started right out of the gate. And in fact, we looked, made eye contact there at one point early and said, how many? And it was, 7 or 8. But that was maybe the biggest backbreaker in this ballgame, the giveaways.
That was definitely the problem early on. We just, we struggled taking care of the ball. And every possession, when you're playing a team of Georgetown's caliber, you have to treat it like it's a tie game with 20 seconds left. And we were very loose with the basketball. And because of that, it didn't really, first half for a long time, didn't put us in a hole. It's 28-26, at maybe the 8-minute mark or something, we were right there, and we were our own worst enemy. But we continued to make mental mistakes, and you cannot give Georgetown transition offense. They're so good in transition, and because of our turnovers, it led to a lot of transition baskets for them.
Hagan Tyler started to show glimpses there in the second half. He's a guy that just needs to see some go down. You talked about it there on the coaches' show this week, that he's continuing to work. Maybe puts a little too much pressure on himself tonight, but you can see he hit that 3 here on the wing, and he just turned around, and there was a little bit of a sense of relief. He almost rolled his eyes as if to say, now how about we knock down a few more? But he's a guy that you got to get going.
Proud of Hagan. I came in tonight. He's sick. Didn't practice yesterday. I think he feels worse today than he did yesterday. It was one of those that my plan was never to play him many minutes in a row, but the kid's a warrior. He toughs it out all the time. He'll never make excuses. We talked early this morning, asked him how he's feeling. He's like, Coach, I'm fine. but he's not. I want to say he's really under the weather, but I'm proud of the effort he put out there today. And looking at the minutes, I'm sort of disappointed in myself for playing him that much. But again, that's what you get out of Hagan Tyler, and I'm proud of him the way he battled. He'll continue to figure out. He told me the other day he's a little struggling confidence-wise. I'm telling you, you can never struggle. Everybody on our team has faith in you. You can't struggle with that. And he's just going to continue to fight through, and it's going to fall for him.
You get a few days off. You get the long break, fortunately, and, get some time. Hagan can recover and work through some stuff. But you got a tough one with Life on Thursday, and not so much looking ahead at that ball game, but what are the next, 8 days or so, 6, 7, 8 days look like for you guys?
It's tough to figure out the schedule moving forward because we don't play again until next Thursday, a week from now. We've got to have some rest somewhere in there, and that's what I'm trying to work on, finding the best way to do it. And I'm not sure the answer to that. We can't take two or three straight days off, so we've got to sort of stagger it out. And we'll figure that out because, one thing that concerns me a little bit, once one gets sick, sometimes others get sick, so we've got to make sure that we're taking care of our bodies. And bottom line is we have to be prepared for next Thursday. But to do that, we have to practice and have good practices like we did the previous 2 weeks. We had bad practices this week, and it led to an outing that wasn't as positive as I wanted it to be. So we'll figure it out. We'll get some guys some rest because we are 100% tired right now. And that's a good thing. But we've got to fight through it because everybody's tired right now, and we got to find a way.
Coach, we'll let you put this one in the rearview mirror. Safe travels back to Campbellsville. See you next week.
Thanks, Matt. Appreciate it.
Coach Brent Vernon and the Tigers come up short here tonight on the road at Georgetown. Number 10, Georgetown knocks off Campbellsville. Final score 80-62. That